The first one is Five Lies of Our Anti-Christian Age by Rosaria Butterfield. I'm sure you guys would have heard of this. Rosaria Butterfield used to be a feminist and a lesbian, and she was a professor. She came to the Lord. The title says it all, Five Lies of Our Anti-Christian Age, which are very prevalent around the culture, especially if you live in the West or in North America. The next one is A Cover for Glory. This is by Dale Partridge. I believe that he's a Reformed pastor. I actually read this book very recently, but I first got it around October or November, but I didn't get around to reading it until last week. It's really interesting because Dale Partridge basically goes through all of the reasons that I personally came to by myself, reading through scripture to cover my head. And if you haven't seen that video, you can watch my very first video on this channel. It's the reasons why I have decided to start covering my head in certain circumstances for spiritual purposes. I do appreciate that basically he took all of my jumbled thoughts and put it in a nice book for you to read. So if you're curious on this topic, or if you are a Christian woman who is curious about covering her head or wants to be led to do it but doesn't know how or needs some real reasons, go and read this book. I did enjoy it a lot. It really is everything that I already agree with, like 99.9% of things, and he just put it in a book for us to read, which is awesome. The next one is Fatal Discord by Michael Massing. Now, this author is not a Christian author, but I think he does a wonderful job of Christian history at the time of the Reformation, and he basically gives a biography of Martin Luther and Erasmus. He even goes into some early church things like Jerome, and basically he traces what we call intellectual history ideas and a lot of the influence on the way that the West is today. So what you'd call the Western mind. A lot of this has implications from or origins from church history, which many people are not aware of, including Christians. Basically, intellectual history is the history of where we get ideas and thoughts and things like that. So I think that Michael Massing does a really good job of explaining some things of what was going on in Martin Luther's day and age, how he grappled with things that Jerome wrote about, the Latin Vulgate. So if you're interested in Christian history or the Reformation, then that's a really good book. It is quite long, so yeah, I'm currently reading it, but also sometimes I'm listening to it, and that really helps me out.